The best way to predict the future is to create it, said Abraham Lincoln. Students need career guidance to explore and plan for the future based on their individual interests, skills, and values. Participation in career guidance enhances career experiences and thus improves career preparation and management.
We live in a highly competitive era where all our career choices and our efforts determine the quality of our life in the future.
Yes, this is what we are here for. Avenue 2021 is organized with the vision to empower and facilitate students to navigate their future and make their dreams real.
Once again, good morning, everyone. We are pleased to welcome dignitaries from the Ministry of Education, Honorable Chairman, Board of Directors, Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, and other esteemed members of the Board of Directors, officials from the Indian Embassy, Mr. Alkesh Joshi, President, Indian School Wadi Kabir Management Committee, and other members of the committee, all principals, vice principals, teachers, parents, and all the enthusiastic aspirants. Welcome once again.
Your hosts for this morning are Miss Anaga of Class 8 and myself, Master Pawan of Class 11 from Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir.
Dear audience, it's our pleasure and privilege to have you all here with us on this journey of transforming your dreams into reality.
Dear participants, you are requested to fill in the feedback form, which will be posted in the description box towards the end of this session. Filling this form is necessary as it would fetch you a participation certificate. Also, please pose your queries in the chat box so that our distinguished guests can respond to them.
Today, we are honored to have with us an eminent representative, Mr. John Dixon from the University of Melbourne, who will discuss programs and courses the university offers. The University of Melbourne is a prestigious Australian university among the leading universities internationally with an international focus. It is ranked 41 globally QS 2021 and ranked as number 1 in Australia, 31st in the world, and 7th in graduate employability worldwide. 44% of the University of Melbourne students are international students from more than 150 nationalities. QS World University Rankings place the University of Melbourne in the top 20 internationally in 14 subject areas. Now let's watch a video presentation about the University of Melbourne.
That was indeed a splendid video. Now, I call upon our guest presenter for the session, Mr. John Dixon from the University of Melbourne. Over to you, sir.
Well, good morning, and thank you so much for such a warm and beautiful welcome. Hello, everyone, and good afternoon from here in Melbourne, Australia, and good morning to you all, wherever you're watching from today. I'm delighted to be here, and thank you so much for, like I said, this great welcome and this great opportunity. I would also like to extend my thanks to my colleagues at Studyco as well for really putting this on and making this all happen. So to my wonderful students that I'll be speaking to today, and the great schools that I'll be able to talk to, we're going to talk a little bit about the university and a little bit about Melbourne as well, and what it's like to study at a world-class university here in Australia. So if you could just bear with me while I share my screen, and I've just got a few slides to show you today. All right, fantastic. Hopefully you can all see this. Okay, so just like the wonderful warm welcome, this is the University of Melbourne, Australia's leading university. And it's held in one of the world's most livable cities, which is Melbourne. And Melbourne is constantly voted as one of the world's most livable cities. In fact, it was #1 from 2011 to 2017. Now, what does world's most livable actually mean? Because it's not the biggest city in the world, and it might not be the best, but it's certainly the most livable. So somewhere where you want to come and study and come and live whilst you're taking your university studies. It's an extremely safe place to be. You can walk around with your friends or even by yourself and not have to worry about that any issues or any fear. It's an extremely student-friendly city. So we pride ourselves on having great students, obviously at the University of Melbourne, but the city as well has other universities, and it's extremely multicultural. So there are many international students, but also many international residents as well. About half of the Australian population either was born overseas or has a parent that was born overseas, myself included. So I was born in Melbourne, but my parents were born overseas. So it's an extremely multicultural city with citizens from all over the world. It's a great place for so many things. So great culture, great art galleries, great live music, great cafes, great restaurants, and it's the sporting capital of Australia. With very soon, we'll be having the Ashes cricket series here, the world famous Boxing Day test at the MCG. It's very easy to get around as well. There are trains, there are trams, there are buses, all at your doorstep, and it's very, very accessible for all modes of public transport. So you'll see on the screen here an aerial shot of Melbourne. You'll see in the distance the water there. That's the beaches, the Port Phillip Bay, and this is where all of our city beaches are. And a lot of you might think of Australian big surf beaches up in Queensland, or Bondi Beach up in Sydney. And Victoria has some fantastic surf beaches as well, where you can do lots of surfing. But in Melbourne, in the city, this is where it's a little bit calmer in the bay. And this is just our city beaches. In the middle of the screen, you can see all the high-rise buildings. This is the CBD, the Central Business District, and this is where most of our companies work. And you'll see the majority of the screen, all the buildings and the trees and everything. This is actually the University of Melbourne's Parkville campus. So this is the main campus at the university. We do have other campuses as well, but this is the main one where most of our students would be residing and studying. So you'll see a lot of the buildings there, whether you want to study engineering or arts, law or medicine, wherever it may be. And then towards the bottom of the screen, you'll see our sporting facilities. So we have our cricket oval, our athletics track, and our soccer pitch. And then right at the bottom, we have our College Crescent, which is where our residential colleges are. So if you're wanting to get accommodation in your first year of university, we guarantee our accommodation for all of our international students. So it'll either be a choice of having a residential college or maybe a student apartment or other accommodation. Okay, I just want to bring your attention to this screen now, and hopefully some of you know what this is. This is the Great Barrier Reef, which is one of the world's 7 natural wonders. Now, it's not held in Melbourne, but it's only a short flight up to visit. And I think it looks beautiful. However, unfortunately, some of the white bits you can see on the screen are coral bleaching due to the climate change. And we see those rising sea temperature levels are actually destroying the reef. Now, Professor Madeline Van Oppen and her team bioengineered heat-resistant coral that can withstand rising sea temperature levels to help support a stronger ecosystem. Now, the Great Barrier Reef actually has hopes of future generations enjoying its wonder. Climate change and sustainability is a priority research field here at the University of Melbourne. And you won't just see this in all of our collaboration and interdisciplinary research, you'll see this in a way that our buildings are built, the sustainable practices in class, our student life, and on campus. Now, I talk about this because our professor, Professor Van Oppen, she actually teaches first-year Bachelor of Science students. So we have our wonderful researchers here at the University of Melbourne, but importantly, they're not just hiding away in labs, they're actually teaching first-year students. Now, early on in the presentation, we heard some fantastic stats, and you know, we are very proud of our world ranking. So we are Australia's leading university, ranked at #1 in Australia, and with a world ranking of number 33. And really importantly is our global employability ranking. So we rank actually higher from some of the other world famous universities like the University of Oxford, where the industries and organizations that we work so closely with, they realize that the students that come to the University of Melbourne are getting a world-class education and making them more employable for when they graduate. So as you saw on the screen, it's a beautiful city campus located in one of the world's most livable cities, and it's a really international field. So we have students from over 160 countries, and nearly half of our student population are actually international students. You can study a wide range of fields with us at the university, pretty much anything that you can think of, from agriculture to health, to sciences, business, economics, and law. And as mentioned, some of our subjects are some of the best in the world in terms of ranking. So top 10 law school in the world. And you can see on the screen so many different options available for you. Now, I'm just going to talk briefly about the Melbourne curriculum. And this is, it's a very unique curriculum that you'll find here in Australia. And it was derived probably about 12, 13 years ago now. Based on some of the world-class universities in the Northern Hemisphere, such as North America and the UK. So once you finish your high school, you would come into our undergraduate degree, studying a bachelor's level. And you can do this in a range of fields, a Bachelor of Arts, Commerce, Design, Fine Arts, Music, Science, or Biomedicine. What's really unique about our curriculum is the way that it's multidisciplinary, okay? So 3/4 of your degree is what we call depth, which is where you'll be studying your core subjects and focusing on your major. So for example, if you want to study a computer science, you would come in and study a Bachelor of Science and major in computer systems. And 75% of your course will be related to that. However, 25% is what we call breadth. And it's quite literally to broaden your education and broaden your learning. And this is where you can take subjects that are outside of science. So if you have a particular passion or an interest in something completely different, whether it might be learning another language or something more creative in fine arts, music, television, or if you want to do some commerce, maybe some law subjects, or maybe engineering, maybe some business related subjects as well to accompany your science degree. This is where you can really make your degree very unique and your own. So this is the 3-year undergraduate degree. You then have 2 options. You can obviously go into the workforce, where the university can assist you with that. But what most of our students do is they go on and take a master's degree. So normally a 2-year program, which is going to give you that leading qualification in that professional master's program. So like I said, a range of undergraduate courses that you can take. through arts, biomedicine, commerce, design, music, and science. And there's so many different majors that you can choose from. What's important to note as well is that you don't need to choose your major before you start. Okay, so it's great if you've got a passion, or if you think you really want to go down a certain path. That's fantastic, but we're here to support you. And students change their mind. That's okay. Our degrees are very flexible, and you don't really have to determine your final major until at least your second year. You can also study a concurrent diploma at the same time as you're studying your bachelor degree. This is an extra qualification, which will look good on your will look really good on your resume. So you can take a diploma in computing, in languages, mathematical sciences, or a diploma in music. We also offer honours degrees at the University of Melbourne. And this is a really good option if you want to get into research, so maybe a PhD later on in life. You can do a one-year honours degree. So this is available in arts, in biomedicine, commerce, music, or science. Okay, and these are our pathways to professional careers. So like I said, if you want to become an architect or an engineer, you would start with your 3-year degree, your bachelor degree. For example, to become an architect, you need to take a Bachelor of Design and you major in architecture. Then you'll go on and take our professional master's degree, the Master of Architecture. Similarly with engineering, it's a 3-year undergraduate degree, either in biomedicine, design, or science, and you must take an engineering major. And then you'll go and take a graduate degree, which is a 2-year program. More professional careers as well, such as medicine, a very popular choice at the university. You'll take a 3-year undergraduate degree, such as a Bachelor of Biomedicine, and then you'll go on to apply for a 4-year MD, the Doctor of Medicine. Okay, entry requirements to our courses for students coming from the CBSE curriculum. Most of our courses require a grade of 75. There's a couple of unique courses, biomedicine and commerce, which we require slightly higher grades, 82 and 91. English scores as well. If you haven't taken English as part of your curriculum, we'll need to see an English test, such as an IELTS score or Pearson. IELTS is 6.5 with no band under 6. Okay, so here at the university, we obviously want to make your degree extraordinary. And we always say, what else could you be doing? And how can we help you? So what else does the university offer you? So apart from just the great classes that you'll be attending, we really recommend attend as many extracurricular activities as possible. We have over 200 clubs and societies that you can join. Now, whether it's in music or in theatre, sustainability options, maybe the debating team, politics, at the moment, online orchestras that you can watch, a whole range of different options. One of the bubbles I want to particularly highlight is our peer mentor program. And this is a fantastic program where when you start at the university, you'll be assigned a peer mentor. So somebody that is studying either their 2nd year or their 3rd year, and they will be assigned to help you along your way whilst you're studying. So this is in addition to having an academic mentor. This is somebody, a fellow student that will be able to help you and maybe guide you on particular majors or just life in general at the university. We also offer our fantastic Students' Union Club for international students. So like I said, there's over 200 clubs and societies that you can join, from sporting, from food related, for academic related, a whole range of things. There's also another fantastic club I want to highlight called the International Student Ambassador Club. And that's where you can actually become an ambassador of the university. And you can talk to your peers, your friends back home, and future students about your time at the university. We also have our MUIC, our University of Melbourne Indian Club. This is a fantastic club where we get to promote Indian culture to all of our multicultural ethnic groups. The club aims to act as a voice for the whole Indian community at the university and to really bring and unite all of our Indian students across the different faculties. It's a really good way as well to mix in with all of our other nationalities. We celebrate cultural significant days and have great times with lots of great food and great music. So you'll see on the screen, MUIC Melbourne, their social media pages on Instagram, Facebook, and there's also an email address if you want to find out more. Now, accommodation at the university, and you saw earlier the great aerial shot of the uni and where our accommodation options are. So we have a range of different options available for you. The residential college are probably the most popular. They're certainly the most traditional. For a similarity, maybe think of Hogwarts at Harry Potter. You get to live in the residential colleges and you get a few things extra as well. So you get all of your meals made for you. So it's 3 meals per day. You get additional academic support by live-in tutors. You'll get pastoral care and there's extra clubs and activities for you to join. We do as well have other accommodation options, whether it's student apartments, and these are either where you're living, you have your own room and your own bathroom, but you might share a communal area such as a living room or even a kitchen. We also offer homestay if you wish to live with an Australian family and get that new culture, adapting to living with a family here. We can help you with that, or even student hostels or other shared housing availability. And like I said, we guarantee our accommodation for all international students. Now, tuition fees, they do range obviously depending on your course and also depending on your subjects that you choose. But you're looking between $30,000 and about $45,000 per year for our 3-year degrees. And importantly, we offer scholarships. And we've just recently expanded all of our scholarships for students for 2022 and beyond, okay? So importantly with our scholarship, the main scholarship that we offer is our Melbourne International Undergraduate Scholarship. This you do not need to apply for. You simply, when you apply to the university, we will ask you to upload your academic transcript, so your grades from your CBSE, but that's it. Okay, we don't ask for recommendation letters. We don't ask for any interviews. We don't need a resume. We simply look at your grades. And this is to get into the university, but also for our scholarships. You'll be automatically assessed based on your final results. Okay, so we have a wide range of scholarships available as well. The smallest scholarship that we offer is a $10,000 one-off payment. The next category is 50% fee remission for your entire degree. And then the top scholarship we offer is a full fee remission for your entire bachelor degree. There are also faculty scholarships available as well. So for example, if you want to study a Bachelor of Commerce and you're not successful in our main scholarships, there's also the Bachelor of Commerce scholarship and other faculty scholarships available as well. We also have accommodation scholarships, which is going to reduce the amount of living costs that you'll need to spend. So there's a whole range of different scholarships. And importantly as well, what we are offering for our future intake is a Welcome to Melbourne study grant. So this is a one-off payment. You don't need to apply for it. And we don't look at any of your results. It's for any students that are applying for next year. You'll be given a study grant to welcome you to Melbourne. So we are returning to campus, and you know we've all been through so much this last year and a half, and it's really great to see what's happening now, what's happening in Melbourne. But yeah, we are returning to our campus very, very soon, and obviously with our international borders reopening very soon, we hope to see you in the next years to come. So we've obviously had to really transition, like so many of us have, with our with our new way of teaching and learning. So many of the last year and a half has been online or been in a hybrid mode. However, we have still managed to run internships and practical classes. So lab classes have actually been running online as well. We've seen as well the results of the teaching quality. We've had great success. So there's been more one-on-one opportunities between the students and the academics that sometimes when you're in a large lecture hall of maybe 200 people, you don't get that extra support. So our lecturers have really improved the teaching aspect of it. You'll also see the health and safety aspect of it. So obviously now there's face masks, there's hand sanitizing everywhere, there's QR contact tracing, and a lot of safety signage. So we've really stepped up at the University of Melbourne to make sure that we're all COVID safe for when we do return. Okay, so that brings the end of this presentation and obviously available for any further questions, but just importantly, a couple of contact details on the screen. So my email is on the screen. Like I said, my name is John Dixon. I'm the regional manager here at the University of Melbourne, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have in the future. So please take a note of my email address there. There's also a link to connect with us to find out what's happening at Melbourne and to register for any future events. Finally, and most importantly, is on the screen is a QR code. And this is where you can book a one-on-one appointment in the next couple of weeks. It's a calendar appointment, so please just take a note of that, grab your phones, take a screenshot of that. And if you wish to book a one-on-one appointment, and I can talk to you about a whole range of other things at the university, application fee waivers, our scholarships in more detail, any course information that you require, please book that one-on-one appointment and we can help you with that. Okay, so that's the end of my presentation today, and I will throw back to the host. If there's any more questions in the Q&A, I'm happy to answer those now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It was truly an enriching and empowering session. So may I request you to answer a few queries which have been raised by our valued audience. May I request the teacher moderator to put forth the questions posed by the audience.
Hello, John. Good morning.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How about you?
Very good. Thank you very much.
All right. Good to have you here with us. We have a few questions. Yeah.
Excellent.
We have a few questions from our audience today about studying at the most prestigious Melbourne University. Okay. So here is your first question. What is the basis for an admission decision, and how shall I find out if I am admitted? What is the basis for an admission decision, and how shall I find out if I am admitted?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a pretty simple process, really. You just need to make sure you've got all your documents ready to apply for that course. And as long as you meet the prerequisites, then you'll be able to get an offer letter from the university. Okay. So like I say, for our undergraduate courses, you just need to make sure that you meet those entry requirements, both academically and your English level, and then submit those documents and we'll be able to provide you an offer letter. Offer letters at the moment, it's a peak period for the university. So please allow between 4 to 8 weeks for those offers.
Thank you. Moving on to the second question. Can students change their major upon reaching the university?
Yes, absolutely. It's a really good flexible thing that we have at the university. Now, obviously, if you are wanting to go on to take a master's degree, so for example, if you want to become a civil engineer, where you would take a Bachelor of Design or a Bachelor of Science, you'll need to major in civil systems. And there's obviously a few other examples I could mention. Architecture, you need to major in architecture in the Bachelor of Design. But if you don't have those direct pathway options for your master's degree, then yes, absolutely. You can start with one major in your first year, You can change it by the second semester. You can even change it in the second year. That's not a problem. My advice, and you'll do this before you start and whilst you're studying, is to contact our fantastic team of course coordinators, and they will help you plan all of your subjects to find the best academic path for you. So yeah, we have that full support. You can have a look. It's something called Stop One. Very important at the University of Melbourne. Stop One, quite literally a one-stop shop for all queries. And we have our fantastic course coordinators that will help you plan all of those things.
Thank you. Here is your next question. What is the right time for submitting an application to university for undergraduate courses?
Yep, that's a great question. So we have 2 intakes per year at the University of Melbourne. Semester 1 starts at the end of February and semester 2 starts at the end of July. So for applications for semester 1, we expect those to, we need those in by the end of November. Okay. For semester 2, it needs to be at the end of May. So it's normally a couple of months before the deadline, before the intake.
Thank you. Next question. Are there any courses which focuses on entrepreneurship?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, we do have a master's degree in that, but obviously within the Bachelor of Arts and even some Bachelor of Commerce with a lot of the marketing and management fields that you can choose, but within our arts degrees as well, there are certainly options available for you. So you can take a 3-year degree and then go on to take a master's program in entrepreneurship.
Thank you. And here's your next question. How do I arrange for a campus visit?
Yeah, you can actually do that through Stop One. So if you're in Melbourne or hopefully visiting Melbourne very soon, then we'd love to see you on campus. So you can arrange a campus visit. If you are already in Melbourne, please email me directly. My email's on the screen. Send me an email. I'd love to have a chat to you. And then, yeah, I'd be more than happy to show you the campus. At the moment, we do have our virtual campus online as well. So on the website, you can see on the screen that Study Melbourne Connect with us. You'll find a link there for our virtual campus.
Thank you. Next question. Can I provide updates or correction to my application after I have submitted it to the university?
Yeah, absolutely. So when you apply, you would have applied through the student portal, application portal. There is a ability to edit anything on there or upload it. Again, having any difficulties, please send me an email with your personal information, and I'll look it up for you and help you through the process.
All right, thank you. Next question. Can you brief about this, the 5 specializations in music?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, depending on obviously what, if you're looking at composition or whatever it may be, I think what we could do actually is, like I said, with the future one-on-one appointments, we can actually have a one-on-one appointments from the Faculty of Fine Arts. So if you'd like to speak to one of the course directors or one of the fellow staff member from the Faculty of Fine Arts, we can arrange that as well. And that actually goes out to all the faculties. If you do want that more detailed specialization information, we can arrange a follow-up one-on-one for you.
Thank you. We have more and more questions coming up from our students.
Fantastic.
So here's the next question. Okay. Do you have any courses related to astronomy or astrophysics?
Good question. within our science, obviously there might be some options there. It is quite niche. At undergrad, there would be pathways into more maybe more research. So maybe in the future, maybe we can do a follow-up for that question.
Thank you. Here is your next question. It's an interesting question. What is it like to be a first-year student in Melbourne University?
Hopefully you'll be able to tell me very, very soon. I think it's one of the most exciting and enjoyable times of your life. I think whether you're starting online or starting in person in the near future, and my advice to those students is enjoy it, embrace it, and do as much as possible. Sign up for, even if you don't attend everything, just sign up for as much as possible. We have so many of those club societies to join. There's, it's a time of your life where you might be overseas for the first time. Obviously starting university for the first time, meeting people from outside maybe of your comfort zone for the first time. So really engage with those people. You never know who you're going to meet. I remember when my friends from my first year of university, I'm actually working with some of them now. They've gone on to do great things as well. It's all about networking. So the people you'll meet, the people you engage with, even from your first year, get involved as much as possible and just enjoy it.
Thank you. Next question. Can you brief about the computer science courses offered by the university?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you need to take a Bachelor of Science. So within your current curriculum, we need to see at least one lab science, so either chemistry, biology, or physics, and mathematics as well. So if you meet that criteria, then you'll be able to apply for our computer science. It's not called a Bachelor of Computer Science. I know other universities might call it that, but with our Melbourne curriculum, which is very unique to the University of Melbourne, it's a Bachelor of Science majoring in computer systems.
Thank you. Next question. What types of housing are available to me?
Yep. So as mentioned, there's about 10 residential colleges that you can live on campus. They are very competitive, the residential colleges. Everybody wants to live in one of the residential colleges. But if you're not successful in one of those, then we have a huge amount of student accommodation that's in and around the campus. So as you saw earlier, Melbourne's a really easy place to get around. You can walk to most places. There's tram lines that run up and down the campus as well. And all those accommodation opportunities are all really close. So yeah, either a residential college on the campus or one of the more modern student accommodation options as well.
Thank you. Are there any age limit to enroll for undergraduate courses?
Minimum age would be about 17. Yeah, again, I'm happy to answer that follow-up.
Thank you. Here is another question. Do you offer dual degree for economics and engineering?
Yeah, great question. So we don't offer a dual degree. Some of our degrees you can take a double major, but we don't offer a dual degree per se. So if you want to study an economics and engineering, then there's a couple of options you could do. Obviously, a Bachelor of Commerce, major in economics, or you could do a Bachelor of Science with some engineering majors in there. And then you can take your breadth subjects. So 25% of your degree could be engineering subjects while taking a Bachelor of Commerce and majoring in economics, or vice versa. So not technically a dual degree, but there are options available.
Thank you. Sir, does the full-time scholarship cover accommodation, books, food, etc.?
Yep, good question. The 100% scholarship is just for your tuition fees. But you are able to apply for more than one scholarship. So if you're successful in that, you can also apply for an accommodation scholarship. So yeah, the full scholarship, it's just for your tuition fees, but we do have other scholarships available as well.
Sir, could you please explain the fee structure of each subject?
Yeah, quite a difficult question to answer here because we have quite literally thousands of subjects and they're all with different fees. But obviously you'll get a fee statement. You can actually have a look if you want to know the fees of each subject. That is on the website. Another really good useful link is the handbook. So you can have a look at UniMelb handbook, and that's got a list of every single subject. It's got a great, obviously, not just the fees, but what each subject entails, contact details for the course coordinator, and literally the timetable as well. So you can find out how many hours per week you'll be needed and what time that class is. So yeah, to talk about all of those subjects, I'd recommend to go and have a look at the UniMelb handbook.
Thank you. Next question. What are the main subjects included in architecture?
Yep, again, probably have a look at the handbook for architecture to go through those, but it's within our Bachelor of Design. So yeah, obviously those design subjects and then majoring in architecture.
And here is your last question. It's very interesting. Over the last few years, what change in trend do you see with respect to the courses opted by foreign students?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, we probably, like I say, we shifted our curriculum to this Melbourne curriculum it was about 12, 13 years ago now. And that was driven by industry. You know, they saw the graduate outcomes of some of those world-leading Ivy League universities and Russell Group universities, and Melbourne was keeping competitive with that. We engage so much with industry, and it's so important as part of our degrees. You know, as a student, you can take an internship with our companies. We help you with your networking. It's so important. So when you come out of your university degree, you're not going into employment cold. We really help you whilst you're studying. So engaging with industry and engaging with those companies, they've sort of, you know, helped us and advised us what's relevant and what the future of work looks like. So certainly recently, you know, developments in computing systems, in AI, big data, you know, and even some of the engineering degrees, we're seeing a big increase in popularity in those. But yeah, it's something that the university works really, really closely with, and obviously our research element as well. So again, future information for you to take away today, have a look on our Pursuit website and all the amazing research that's being done at the University of Melbourne. And like I say, it really is some world-class, world-leading research to really inspire and advise you and help you. So when you do come and study at the university, you're getting the best education possible.
That was a great session. Thank you once again for patiently listening to all our queries and giving a detailed answer to each and every queries. Thank you so much. Over to Pawan.
Thank you, sir. We are truly grateful for your relevant, valued, and patient answers to all our queries. I am sure the participants are enlightened and have got a true picture about the prospects available for them at your esteemed organization. Attendees do remember to fill in the feedback form. As we have come to an end of this session, I reckon it a privilege to put my gratitude into words. On behalf of Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir, the organizing team, and the entire audience, let me first express our profound gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq Al Said for the magnanimous benevolence showered upon the Indian diaspora in the Sultanate of Oman. May Almighty shower abundant blessings on His Majesty and this peaceful and prosperous country of our residence. We extend heartfelt thanks to our eminent speaker, Mr. John Dixon from the University of Melbourne, Thank you, sir. The session was truly informative and enlightening. It opened up new vistas in front of us. Our deepest sense of gratitude to Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman, and other members on the board and honorary members on the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman. Mr. Alkesh Joshi, the Honorary President of Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir School Management Committee, and other members of the SMC, our principal, Mr. D. N. Rao, and the entire teaching fraternity of ISWK for their overwhelming encouragement at all times. Our sincere gratitude goes to our platinum sponsor, Studyco, gold sponsors, Jain Group of Institutions, Grey Matter Academics, Vellore Institute of Technology, and Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education. Bronze sponsors, Middle East College, Oman, Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, Dallas Baptist University, MIT World Peace University, Pune. Media sponsor, The Arabian Stories, and digital marketing partner, Spectrum, for the support in making this mega event a tangible reality.
I wish to thank each and every student and parent for their valuable presence in making this session of our Global Career Fair, Avenir 2021, a grand event. An event of this kind requires the coordination of a committee team. My earnest and heartfelt thank you to the ISWK team behind the scene working tirelessly and making Avenir 2021 a dream come true. Thank you all. See you soon for the next session. Please visit Avenir 2021 official website aveniroman.com for details for the further sessions. Take care and have a wonderful day ahead.